guys, it's January the 11th, 2025, and I hope everybody's been having a great weekend so far. I had to do like 3 different takes because I kept saying 24. I always have a problem this time of the year whenever the new year rolls over. I keep wanting to say it's the year before, especially when I'm writing down documents and all that kind of stuff and going to the doctor's office. And at the beginning of the new year too is one of the worst parts about it being the new year is when you go to the doctor. I'm sure a lot of you guys know this, but when you go to the doctor, you have to refill out all of your paperwork all over again. So now when I go back to see my doctors, it's going to be like the whole paperwork process all over. I guess they want to make sure that your insurance is all up to date because a lot of people's changes with the new year and all that kind of stuff. And they, want to make sure that your medications are all the same and, just that you haven't changed any allergies. I mean, it's a lot of paperwork to fill out at the beginning of the year, but that's neither here nor there. It's just one of those things that, ending up with liver disease or, chronic pancreatitis or any of these illnesses that are related to, consumption of alcohol, which it's not always, don't get me wrong, you can get liver disease without drinking and you can get chronic pancreatitis without being a drinker, but, being a drinker can lead to those diseases as well. And, it's just one of those things that I have to deal with now. I go to so many different doctors. I'm always at the doctor's office for something, but that's not the topic that we're going to be talking about today. What I'm going to be talking about today is just that I was thinking about it while I was doing some things around the house just a little bit ago. It's right. I think it's almost 6:30 right now in the evening. I've had a day today. I've been so tired. And I was actually going to do a video today about liver disease and lethargy. Or just being tired, and that being associated with liver disease, because it's one of those things that comes along with liver disease. You're just always tired, and you have days here and there where it's not a day where you're going to be super tired, but some days you're just wore out. And there's some days, like I said, where I do have some energy and I get things done, but usually the next day I'll be completely whipped, and that's the case today. I don't think I woke up until almost 10 o'clock this morning. I woke up at like 6 a.m. and then went back to sleep, and the next thing I know, I woke up and the sun was shining. I was really confused because I never wake up with the sun that bright in the windows. And I looked at my watch, and it was like almost 10, and I could not believe I'd slept that late. And today I've just been taking naps. I'll sleep for about an hour, and then I'll wake up for a little bit, and I've kind of just zoned out today, just kind of staring at the television screen. And speaking of it, while I'm talking about it really quick, for any of you guys who like reality television shows, I'm not a big fan of reality TV, but I do like the Alone series. Man, I love that show. And this show right here is really similar to that, but it's Alaskan Bush People. I think it just came on Netflix. Now, it's an older show. I think that it was made back in like 2014 or something, but I'd never seen it. I don't know what television station that it originally aired on or anything like that, but all I know is that it's on Netflix right now, and man, it'll pull you in. It's about this family. I think there's like 9 people in this family. There's a mom and a dad and all their kids, and they basically been living in the wild in Alaska for their whole lives. But they finally are trying to get like their last dream home that they want to have, and it's a whole bunch of events that lead up to them finally getting to where they want to go and all this stuff. But if you haven't seen it, I would definitely check the show out. It's called Alaskan Bush People. It's on Netflix. It is a great show. I think it's great. and the thing is that these people, their lives like remind me so much of my life, just how like every time they turn around, something's going wrong. I mean, it's comical, how often things go wrong with these people. And it's like, my wife and I have been watching it. We're like, that would be us right there. It's just, every time they turn around, there's a disaster, and we just feel like that would be us. But anyway, I've gotten so far off a topic. Like I said, well, what I want to talk about today is, how there's so many people here on this channel that are new, and I'm sure there are so many people here on this channel who just recently got sober, with it being Christmas, or they decided to get sober with the beginning of the new year. A lot of people decide to make it their New Year's resolution to either take a break from alcohol or to quit all for good. And for those of you out there that have decided to quit for good, one, congratulations. And I'm very proud of you for making that step, because it's, one of the best decisions you're ever going to make in your life. And it might not seem that way in the beginning. The first month, 2 months, maybe 3 months, it might not seem that way. It's just, one of those things where you're trying to find something to do to fill that time. Especially if you're the type of person who drank every day, all day. It can be kind of difficult to, find something that equals to what you were doing before. And it could be anything. It could be whatever substance you were using, or, if it's gambling, if you spent your time gambling or eating or something like that, you get bored and you decide to eat. A lot of people do that. And like I said in the very beginning, it can be one of those things that's kind of difficult, finding things to fill that void. But like I said, I can promise you it is the best decision that you'll ever make for yourself, because eventually you will find something that you will enjoy and will fill that time. And as time goes on, and you get more comfortable in your life with sobriety, you'll start to see that you actually really can have fun when you get sober. And I can remember specifically, like right after I'd gotten sick. I got sick in May of 2022. I went into the hospital on May 16th, and I didn't get out of the hospital until the beginning of June. I don't remember the exact date, but I was in the hospital for about 2.5 weeks. My daughter graduated from high school the same week that I got out of the hospital, and that was a challenge, going to go watch her graduate, but I wasn't going to miss it. I went to her graduation, and I sat there and watched everything, watched her walk across the stage and all that stuff. And then I got up, and my wife walked me out to our vehicle, and I went and sat down in our car and waited until they got finished. I felt so bad. But like right after that, it's probably like 2 or 3 weeks after that, my wife wanted us to do something together as a family. And she was really excited about the fact that I was sober now, and wanted us to get to, just our family, my wife and my kids, go out and do something together. And my wife rented out a glamping tent on lake in Georgia. We drove down there like on a Friday afternoon. It was only about an hour away from us. And like I said, it was a glamping tent. So it was one of these huge canvas tents. They had a split unit air conditioner in there. It had a little small kitchen, big king size bed, and like 2 little twin beds for the kids. I think they might have actually had a bunk bed, had a TV in there. It was basically like a hotel room inside of a canvas tent. And we went there that weekend, and I just remember going there and just being so out of touch. I'm not saying I didn't have a good time, but at the same time, I was just really lost while we were there. One, I didn't feel very good. I had just gotten out of the hospital not too long before that, and I still just wasn't feeling all that great. I was really tired. But at the same time, when we got there, I just didn't know what to do. I didn't know how to entertain myself or my family. I remember just spending a lot of time when we got there just kind of laying in the bed inside the tent, and my kids kept asking me to go outside and do things with them. And like I said, I was very, very, very tired during that period of time. But at the same time, I just didn't feel very comfortable going and doing anything. I don't know why, but I just felt kind of lost because I didn't have my booze. I just didn't feel like my normal self. Like I said, normally I was loud, kind of obnoxious, joking around all the time, playing pranks on everybody. I was always the center of attention, and I always wanted to try to have a good time. I was always trying to have a good time when I was a drinker, and then after I stopped drinking, it was kind of like I just didn't know how to do that. Although I found later on that, I can still be that same person, not as obnoxious as I used to be, but I can still have fun, and I can still laugh and joke. And but like I said, it just took me some time to figure that out. And that's why I'm talking about this today, is that, if you just recently quit drinking and, you're having a hard time just kind of going through your day-to-day activities, and especially you're having a tough time like on the weekends or on whatever your days off are. Let's say your family wants you to go to the mall for the day, and you're just kind of, I really don't want to go. And one of the reasons you don't want to go is, one, you might not feel all that great because you just stopped drinking. You don't have the same amount of energy as you had before. Because when we stop, I mean, I definitely think that when we drink, or some of us when we drink, it gives us energy. I was that type of person that when I drank, it was like I was drinking energy drinks until I got to a certain level, and then I just dropped right off the edge and would pass out. But especially when I would first start drinking, I would get wound up, like really wound up. And, if you're that type of person that, alcohol gets you wound up and gives you a bunch of energy, it can be kind of tough trying to figure that out, to get that energy level back. But it does eventually come back. Is it the same exact way? Do you, have a couple beers and get this big energy burst? No, but, you do start to get your energy levels back. And, one of the things is, like for me, now I just drink coffee. Do I feel like they're the same? No, but definitely get some energy from the coffee. And not to mention, the coffee is great for your liver. It's fantastic for your liver. And I've actually done a video in the past. I didn't do it too long ago. It was probably about 2 or 3 months ago. If you scroll through, and I think it's called "Coffee: The Elixir for the Liver" or something like that. I think coffee is all in capital letters. So if you scroll through, you should be able to find it relatively easy. But I did like a whole video just on coffee and the benefits for our health, for our liver health. If you haven't seen that, definitely go back and check it out. But like I was saying, now I just drink coffee and it works. But I'm really getting away from what the meaning of this video is supposed to be today. And what that is that if you have gotten to, and I know this is going to sound weird that I'm kind of dropping this bombshell on you after almost 14 minutes of this video, but this is the point of what I was trying to get to today. And I'm sorry I had so much lead up into it, but the point of today's video is that if you have, let's say you just stopped drinking the 1st of January, that was day 1, and now we're on day 11. And let's say last night you screwed up and had a drink or used or gambled or overate or did whatever it is. Don't just throw in the towel and say, well, I screwed up. I did it again. I'm just going to go right back to it. Don't do that. If you think that you're a failure because you dropped the ball one day and, fumbled and had a drink, that does not make you a loser, a failure, anything. I've said this over and over and over again on this channel, but you're not a failure until you stop trying. If you failed, if you accidentally had a drink, or you drank last night, or you drank one of the days this week, or you drank tonight, or whatever it is, it's okay. I'm not saying it's something that you want to keep doing over and over again, but I'm saying that it's okay. You're not a failure. And don't beat yourself up about it. Don't sit there and wallow in it and, keep telling yourself over and over again, I'm never going to get this right. I might as well just go ahead and drink. My life's going to be like this forever. The whole routine. Just don't do that. Just pick yourself back up and try it again. And if you do that and you make it 3 days and you relapse again, pick yourself back up again and try again, and keep doing that until you finally get to the point where, you've got a long stretch under you. And, if you get to a point, let's say you make it 3 months, you relapse one night, you pick yourself back up again, and you make it another 3 months, you do it again, you're doing great. So you've drank, twice in 6 months? That's a heck of a lot better than drinking every single day for 6 months. Think about, what you've done for your liver over that period of time. You've given your liver a huge break. Think about what you've done for your pancreas. You've given your pancreas a huge break. You've just given your body a break in general. You've given your brain a break from the alcohol. All of our organs are affected when we drink, and alcohol passes through every single cell, no problem. It can pass through fat, water, it does not matter. Any cell it can go through. And if you have given your body an opportunity to take a break for 6 months and you just drank twice, then you're doing an awesome job. Pick yourself back up again and try again. I've said this so many times, but I have relapsed at least 100 times. Now, not since my last drink, which was back in May of 2022. I have not relapsed one time since then. I haven't had a sip, nothing. Have I thought about it? Absolutely. Have I come close to drinking? I don't think so. I've never gone to the gas station, picked anything up and walked to the counter or bought anything and came home with it. Now I have, I went underneath my house one time because my father-in-law was running power to my shed. We had a lightning strike right behind my building, and it burnt the power line that ran to my shed back there. So I had to crawl underneath the house one day to run a new electrical line to the shed again. And when I went underneath the house, surprise, surprise, guess what was down there? There was a half of a bottle that I found underneath there, but I took it, poured it out immediately, and threw it in the trash. As a matter of fact, I actually showed it to my father-in-law and said, "Look what I found. Just so you know, I did not touch this," and I poured it out, and he saw me do it. But the thing is that I before this time that I had this long stretch, I relapsed 100 times. I told myself every single day that today was the last day. I'm not going to do this again. Or that morning, I would wake up that morning and say, I'm not going to drink today. I'm not going to drink today. And I would try so hard. And then I would get to whatever time it was, and it was like muscle memory. Before you know it, I was mixing a drink, and it was hitting my lips. And I was right back in that cycle again. And I would drink until I pass out, sleep for a couple hours, wake up, start drinking again, pass out, and just rinse and repeat. I did that every single day. But I would get a week underneath my belt. I did that so many times. I would make it a week, and then I'd go right back to it. Because every single time I fooled myself into thinking, I've got it this time. I can control it. I made it a whole week without drinking. I've obviously got this under control. That's why I would tell myself, you've got this under control this time. You can have a 6-pack on the weekend, just a 6-pack on the weekend. Well, that never worked out. I drink that 6-pack and just drive straight to the liquor store and get a bottle of liquor. But every single time that when I relapsed again, that was it. I was like, well, I'm never going to be able to do this. And I would go right back to drinking. And I would get, to a certain extent, however much time it was, a month, 2 months, a couple weeks, 6 months this time, whatever it was. And I would try to stop again. And usually what would end up happening is my wife would give me an ultimatum and say, if you don't stop drinking, you're going to have to go, or, I'm going to leave you, or I got to the point to where I felt just that bad that I was like, okay, if I don't stop drinking soon, I know this is going to turn out bad. There were so many times that I got sick, and I would, I'd say I have to stop. And now looking back on it, each one of those times, well, not each one of those times, but a lot of those times, I was in the middle of pancreatitis and just didn't know what it was. And now that I've had pancreatitis, been diagnosed with chronic pancreatitis, I know what pancreatitis is. I know that feeling. I know how bad my stomach hurts, my back hurts. I can't stop throwing up, start running fever. You just feel like you have the flu almost in your, puking your brains out, stomach just hurting so bad. Looking back, that's what it was majority of the time. And I would stop, and then the symptoms would go away. I would start to feel better. The bloating would start to go away in my stomach. My pants would start to fit better. My clothes would start to be looser. I felt lighter just in general. I was starting to get this little extra pep in my step. I was waking up in the morning not feeling hungover. My mind was working better. I could see clearer. Just every aspect of my life just started to improve. And, the alcohol is so powerful that it would be calling me again. And I would, I would fall right into that trap every single time. And, the point of today's video, like I said again, is that if you have gotten any amount of sobriety and you've relapsed, don't think of yourself as a failure, because you're not. Number one, you're not a failure. You're watching this video. I'm sorry, guys. My mouth is like super dry today, but you're not a failure watching this video right now. This right here, just taking the time out of your day to watch me talk about this. And one, thank you so much for watching. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. But you're taking a step right now. You have taken an amount of time out of your day, which is probably going to be about half an hour. You've taken that half hour out of your day to watch this video today. So there's 23 and a half hours left in your day. You have taken a section of your day out to watch this. This is a step, and you're trying. You're watching this in order to, maybe get some inspiration, to stay sober, or you're just interested in the subject, or there's a million reasons why you might be watching right now. But like I said, you're making the step right now. So my hat's off to you for at least watching this. Because I know that you do want to make a change, and you want to make a change for yourself and for everybody else around you. You want people to be proud of you, because we all do. We want our peers and our family to be proud of us, and we get to a point where we're tired of letting everybody down. We're tired of lying about things all the time. We get tired of having to hide things all the time. It gets old, every single day. You have this whole routine that you have to do. Like me, I would get up in the morning first thing before I would go to work. And before I could walk out of the door, I'd already had like a mixed drink or two before I would even leave to go to work, but my wife wouldn't be home, and that was my window that I could take my bottle and, go find where I had my half-gallon stashed at or whatever, and then I would take that and I would fill up like 2 water bottles with liquor, and then I had those little empty shooters. I'd wash those back out, and then I'd fill those up. I had my little funnel that fit right into the top of those little shooter bottles. I would start filling those back up again, to make sure I had little mini shooters of vodka. If I didn't have the money to go to the store that day and buy any shooters, I made sure I had, something convenient that I could slide in my sock or in my pocket. That way I could take a shot whenever I wanted to. But like I said, there was this whole scheme that I had to pull every single day. And I got tired of doing that. I got tired of trying to make sure I cleaned up behind myself, that I covered all my tracks, trying to keep up with the lies. Gosh, that was one of the worst parts about it, is trying to keep up with all the lies that you would tell, and couldn't remember what you had said to somebody. And if anything, I'm telling these lies to everyone, trying to cover myself up. I'm just lying to myself. I was lying to myself the whole entire time. I wasn't fooling anybody. My wife knew what I was doing. And I thought the whole time, I've got her fooled. I didn't have anybody fooled. And I let it go on for far too long. I really did. It's one of the, like I was talking about yesterday, about the regrets that I have, because of my usage, and how, I missed all this time with my family and everything like that. One of the biggest regrets I have is that I waited so long to get sober, because this life has been sitting here waiting for me all along, this whole time. I could have been living this life. And it's not that I feel like a failure because I didn't do it. It's just, I just regret the fact that I waited this long to discover this new life that I've been missing out on all this time. And majority of my life was getting intoxicated in some fashion, whatever that was, from a very young age. I mean, we're talking like 12, 13 years old of getting intoxicated my whole entire life. And, I remember back in those days, man, that was like, as soon as I learned about really getting intoxicated, I wanted to feel like that all the time. I mean, from a very, very young age. And I was just talking about this to a friend of mine last night, about how, I was a teenager, and my whole goal in life was just, where's the next high coming from? And that's all I cared about. Is where's the next high? What do I have to do to get high again? Am I going to drink today? Am I going to smoke something today? Am I going to do both of those today? It didn't matter. That was my whole entire life. And, now I don't have to worry about that. I'm not sitting around thinking about any of that stuff anymore. I focus my attention on other things. I'm like, I've got this project that I really want to do, or this painting that I want to do, or something. And that's what my focus goes into. And that's what I get excited about, to where all my focus and all my excitement used to be about getting high or getting drunk. And it's just so much better to live this way. And like I said, the whole point of today's video is that I just want to reassure any of you guys out there that's watching this. If you have relapsed, don't give up. And don't think of yourself as a failure. And don't beat yourself up. I think for the most part, majority of us have all relapsed, and we have all relapsed multiple times. This is not easy. It's hard. Anybody that says it is easy is lying to you, because it's not. And I'll be the first one to tell you that this is tough, but it can be done. You just got to be persistent, and when you do fall off the wagon, get back on. And don't look back. And don't sit around wasting all your time thinking about how you screwed up and all the things I coulda, shoulda, woulda done, all that kind of stuff. None of that matters. It's like my old boss used to say back in the day. He used to have this saying all the time that if ifs and buts are candies and nuts, we'd all have a Merry Christmas. Now, there used to be a little adjective in the middle between Merry and Christmas that he would use, but I'm not going to use that language here. But he used to say that all the time because there was always this what if or but, and he would always say that. If ifs and buts were candies and nuts, and it was always that, and it would have to make me think, okay, there's just no excuse for this or that, and don't make excuses. Just go ahead and just pick yourself right back up and try again. And as long as you're doing that every single time, even if it's been you binged for a few days, it's okay. Pick yourself back up again. You realize that you made a mistake. Just pick yourself back up again and move forward. And I think one of the most important things about relapse is that when it happens, is to learn something from it. Don't let that experience go to waste, and use it. Use that experience as a learning tool. Learn from it. What did you do before you relapse? What led up to that relapse? Why did you relapse? Do you know why you relapsed? Was it because you were bored? Was there something that triggered you into doing that? Did you get into an argument with someone and next thing you know, you found yourself at the liquor store? Figure it out. Take that relapse and learn from it. Get yourself a piece of paper out or your journal out. I just saw Shades did a video the other day talking about journaling. And I think journaling is a great tool because we can keep a journal of everything that happens while we're battling for our sobriety. Writing down things that have triggered us so that we remember them. And we can maybe try our best to avoid those triggers the next time or whatever it is. Just take that experience of that relapse, write down everything that happened, what led into it happening, what happened while you relapsed, and write down what happened after and how you felt and all that stuff. That way you can go back to it the next time. If you start feeling like, man, I really feel like I'm about to relapse, I'm right here at that point, grab that journal out, flip to that page and read it. Use it as a reference guide and go through it and when you get to that part and read that section about how crappy that you felt that you relapsed again, how crappy that you felt after you relapsed because you were hungover and blah, 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 blah. Just go back and read that. I think it's a great way to not relapse again because once you get that reminder and you go, man, wasn't that a tough time? I relapsed. It took me a whole week of grief to get through the withdrawals again. I felt horrible and I upset my husband or upset my wife and I upset my family. I upset my mom and my dad and my grandparents. I upset my co-workers, whatever it is. Keep a record of it, like I said, so you can go back and you can look at it, and it might prevent you from doing it again the next time. But once again, guys, the whole point of today's video, and I know I've kind of gone off in all these different directions. I'm gonna do the weave today. If you guys know what I'm talking about, it's a joke. But the whole point of today's video is, like I said, is just as a reminder that if you have gotten sober, you have already done the impossible by doing that. There are so many people in this world that can't even get to that point. They can't get any sobriety. They just can't do it. They try, they want to, but they can't do it. So if you've gotten a week, 2 weeks, 3 days, whatever it is, be proud of yourself. Pat yourself on the back. You have done the impossible already by doing that. And alcohol is such a powerful substance. It really is. And Not only is it physically addictive, but it's mentally addictive. So you have to battle both aspects of this at the same time. You're battling the physical withdrawal and the mental withdrawal of it. I've said this before too. It's almost like losing your best friend. So at the same time of going through these physical, mental withdrawals, but you just lost your best friend at the same time. You've got all this stuff compounding on top of each other. It's really difficult to do. And if you have done that, congratulations. I am so proud of you. And if you have relapsed, it is okay. I promise you, it is okay. You're not a failure. You're not a loser. Just try again. Just pick yourself back up and try again. If you relapse today, tomorrow's a new day. Just pick yourself back up and start over again tomorrow and try again. And and if you relapse this week at some point, just pick yourself back up and try again. Like I said, we've all done it. Maybe not all of us, but a majority of us have. And it's just part of the process. I really think that sometimes we need a reminder. We need to remember why we got sober. And sometimes it's just, we need that slap in the face, and we just have to go out and do it again. If you're anything like me, I've always been the personality who had to touch the hot stove before I learned that it was hot. People could tell me over and over and over again, don't touch that hot stove. And I would go, okay. And I'd stick my hand right on it and then burn myself. And they'd go, see, I told you. But I had to figure it out for myself. I mean, if I brought my parents on right now and had them, if I was interviewing them and asked them that, they would tell you, I've always been so hard-headed. I've had to learn everything in life the hard way. Why? I don't know. I don't know why I've had to be that way, but it's just the way I work. It's what makes me tick. And this is one of those things. I had to learn the hard way with alcohol. I had to learn the hard way with everything. And it took me getting to the point where I almost lost my life multiple times before I finally said enough's enough. And I'm not going to do this anymore. And I am so lucky to even be here right now speaking with you guys. I really am. I almost lost my life. Like, I came so close multiple times. And, like I said, they told me back in October or late September, well, it was like early October of 2022, that I had 1 year left to live, maybe. And that I was not going to be alive for the holiday season of 2024 or 2023, I'm sorry. And I made it to that, and it's already been a good chunk of time since the time that they told me that I was supposed to be gone. And I'm so happy to be here every day. I feel so blessed every morning when I wake up, because I really did think that that was going to be it. I really did. I was so sick. But anyway, I'm not going to keep talking about that. I need to go ahead and get off of here anyway, guys. I'm at 38 minutes, and I don't want to keep you guys too long tonight. But with that said, hold on. With that said, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here. I really appreciate you guys watching today. I really do. Like, if I sounded kind of strange today or whatever, I'm really tired today. I just think I'm just dealing with the lethargy from the liver disease. Just one of those days today. I haven't had an opportunity. Yesterday was so busy with the snow, and we were trying to get all this stuff done around the house yesterday. And it was just a really busy day yesterday. And then between doing that, filming yesterday's video and all that stuff, I just did not have a chance to get to the comments. And today, like I said, I've just been sleeping majority of the day. I'm gonna start getting to the comments here after I finish doing this video, which it's a little bit after 7 o'clock right now, so this video probably isn't gonna get up till a little bit later. I should have already gotten to some of the comments at this point, but I'm gonna be taking tomorrow off and not uploading a video. One, I need to catch up on all these comments, and two, you guys know I have surgery coming up on Thursday. I just want to spend tomorrow with my family uninterrupted, and I have to stop to film and all that kind of stuff. That way I can spend the whole day with them, because this is our last day together as a family before I go down to Charleston, and I don't know how long I'm going to be down there for. I have a feeling that I'm gonna be down there for at least a day, but it could be multiple days. You never know how this stuff will work. I could be in there for 2 weeks. It's happened to me before. I've gone in for a procedure and ended up staying in the hospital, and that happened to me back in June of 2023 when they were able to finally place that tips. I was only supposed to be in there overnight. And then I woke up the next morning after the procedure and I had a bleed in my liver, and I ended up staying in the hospital for like a week and a half. So there's just no telling. I don't know. And I really just want to spend as much time as I can with my family tomorrow before I have to go do this. Because, like I said, I don't know when I'm going to see them again. Hopefully, I'm just going to be in there for one night, and I'll be back and spending all next weekend with them. Although I will be, I'm going to be kind of down for a while. After these procedures, I'm just always really tired and have to recover from them. And this time they're going in through my groin and going in through this, like right here where my liver is. They're going to be going in through there. They're going to be making an incision right where my liver is, right below the rib cage, and they're going to be going into my groin as well. So they're going to be when they go through your groin too, they make a rather large incision when they go in through there. That usually takes a while to heal, and you gotta be really careful and not overdo it because you can break that suture that they put on there. I'm pretty sure they just use like staples to close it back up that dissolve. But once again, or either skin glue or something, I'm not sure. But it just takes a while for that to heal. So I won't be like up doing a whole lot, especially if I come home by next weekend. I'll just be kind of just chilling out with the family, watching a lot of TV and taking it easy at least for about a week after I get home. So we'll just have to see. I'm going to play this all by ear. I will be filming throughout the week. I'll film on the day that I go down to Charleston, which is Wednesday. My mom and I are going to be staying in a hotel that night. And then Thursday morning is my procedure. I'll do like I always do. I'm going to film myself going to the hospital. I'm going to film, us while we're in Charleston, just like last time. I'll film myself when we get to the hospital. I'll film myself while they're getting me ready. I'll film myself when I wake up, all that stuff. So I'm going to take you guys along with me for the ride while I have my procedure done. And I'll definitely be uploading a video the night of my procedure and letting you guys know how that turned out. It probably won't be very long, but I'm just going to come on and talk with you guys and tell you what happened. Hopefully it's going to be all good news, and hopefully this will be my last procedure for a while. I'm kind of over it at this point. I'm really done with it, but once again, I'm willing to do everything that I have to do, and I'm going to continue to fight. I'm going to continue to get back on that wagon every time I fall off, because I want to be here for my family, and I want to be here for you guys for as long as I possibly can. And I'm going to continue to fight as hard as I possibly can to be here, because I'm not ready to go yet. I have so much more left to do and so many more people to help in my life. My goal in life now are two things: to be the best father and the best husband that I can to my wife and my kids, and to help as many people as I possibly can in this world, and to try and help as many people stop drinking, and save as many lives as I possibly can. It's one of those things I'll probably never know, because it's impossible. But I mean, you just never know. Somebody stops drinking. They watch a few videos, they decide, I don't want to end up like this guy. They stop drinking, and then they don't end up getting sick later on in life. Their kids never have to see that. The ripple effect is just going to go all the way out, and I'll never know, what I've done, and that's fine. And that doesn't concern me one bit. All I know is that while I'm still here, I want to try to help as many people as I possibly can. And if I never find out I know I'm never going to. And like I said, it's completely fine by me. At least I know that I tried the best that I could while I was still here, and that's all that counts. So, guys, with that said, I'm going to go ahead and hop off of here for today. Thank you so much for watching. I know I told you guys that like 7 minutes ago, and I'm still here running my mouth as usual. But I really do appreciate you guys watching. I really do appreciate each of you that are here, that come on and watch every day, that help support the channel. You guys going in and liking the videos, commenting, all that stuff helps, and it helps get the videos out into the algorithm so new people can discover the channel, new people can start watching the videos. And you guys doing that stuff, you're helping to help other people by just doing that. A simple like on the video, or subscribing to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Just by doing something as simple as subscribing to the channel, puts the videos out into the algorithm. If it starts, I've seen this channel over time, like this past summer, it was growing by 1,000 or more subscribers every single month. And, like I said, the more people subscribing, the more it keeps pushing into the algorithm, more comments, likes, shares, all that stuff is what pushes these videos out there. And by you doing that, you're help other people as well. So thank you to all of you for helping to try to help other people as well, because it takes all of us, and together we can do this. I really think that we can. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump off. I love you guys so much. And like I said, I will not be here tomorrow, but I will be back on Monday. And I think that's it. So until Monday, I'll see y'all then. Y'all have a great Sunday tomorrow. Bye-bye, guys.